I'm live. Hi, everybody. It took me a little getting this figured out. It took me a little, yeah. And this is not the most flattering lighting in the world, but you can finally put a face to the whole everything with moviedeputy.com. Yes, I am the deputy behind moviedeputy.com and proud of it. Deputy is my baby. I started her in April of 2014. And in case you're getting distracted, I am a crazy cat lady. Can't deny that. I have 6 beautiful furry babies that I just adore, and I just love them to death. I have got Sarisha, who's 18. I have got Zarina, who is 8, Batero, who is 3, Maisie, who is 3, and Stormy and Daisy, who are both 2. So they are my babies. So when it comes to Halloween, I always dress up like a kitty cat. So and I had paws on earlier, but they were just getting kind of yucky because I'd been handing out candy all night. And we are known as a good candy house. So I want to remain staying a good candy house. I mean, 2 thumbs up on that. You're like, okay, what does this have to do with movies? Well, this is just part of my life. And I just kind of wanted to tell you a little bit about me, who I am, why I'm doing this and everything. And Deputy, I've always loved to write. I've always loved movies. And oh my gosh, this lighting is horrible. I need to try to figure this out before I do this again. But I will get this figured out. And no, I'm not always going to be wearing ears and everything like that today, too. Um, you'll almost always see me in deputy themed gear just because I am very proud of moviedeputy.com. And you may be going, wait. You haven't updated moviedeputy.com in ages. No, because we are in the process of switching over to a podcast only format. Now, at least for the time being and for the near future, everything is going to be completely free to use and everything. And just subscribe to us, whether you are on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, etc. We have our Movie Deputy channel, which is a little bit of everything. We have our upcoming movies, which up till a few months ago, I was kind of giving you the lowdown on the upcoming movies that were coming up. And we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with that channel yet. I use the we loosely. I have some volunteer help from my husband and from some dear friends of mine. And occasionally I have a few independent contractors that help with Movie Deputy as well. And I get a lot of their input. So when I say we, sometimes it's the royal we, where I'm just referring to me. And sometimes it's the more general we, where there is more than one person. And on some of the reviews that you've probably seen where I'll have like my part of the review, which is always in 300 words or less with no spoilers on the website. But sometimes you'll see posse reviews, and that is sometimes people who I would invite to go with me to the movies and just kind of get their opinion and their thoughts on it and how their score would differ from my score. Now, if you've ever been to Deputy, you'll notice our scoring system is a little unique. You will never find a 10 on moviedeputy.com because there's no such thing as a perfect movie. There's ones that are they're perfect to us individually, but as a general rule, they're just not perfect. And there are other ones that, like I said, you'll never find a 10, but you'll never find a 0 on Movie Deputy either. For the same reason, there's no movie that is just that bad. Mind you, there's a lot of bad movies out there. A lot. And you may be looking at me going, okay, why am I even listening to this chick? Well, with me, it's you get what you get. I mean, this is me. I don't dress up fancy schmancy. I'm in my office. The black things, there's a couple of them around here as I get my camera updated. You'll probably see a little bit more of that. That is just kind of to absorb the sound in the room in my office here so that I don't get that reverberation. And in here, I've got a Blue Yeti mic, which is picking up all of the audio for us today. And I'm currently just using the webcam on my computer. I have a Dell laptop that I have had since 2015. I know I really need to update that. Shout out to Dell. If Dell wants to sponsor something like this in the future, I would be more than happy because I absolutely love my Dell products. Same thing with Blue Yeti. This is not sponsored content, but if they want to do sponsored content in the future, I would definitely be up for it. Along with a kind of a shout out because I'm kind of a Pepsi holic. So PepsiCo, if you're listening. Now, this has just been a dream for me. It started as an idea, and it was never a blog or anything like that. It's always been just the movie reviews in simple. I just wanted to dumb it down. I didn't want spoilers. I didn't want all the gobbledygook of the technical aspects and this, that, and the other thing. I wanted to bring stuff to you, to the average everyday viewer, of talking about the age appropriateness of it and some of the content which might be appropriate or inappropriate for some viewers. And of course, I have my guilty and innocent rating. Guilty is typically safe for 13 and above. Innocent is typically safe for 12 and below. And if there are more specifics on that, I try to touch on that as well. So, Movie Deputy has always, I'm talking about myself here in the third person, but I've always really strived to talk to you like I'm talking to you right now. I just want to just kind of explain things in simple terms without getting too technical and too Hollywoodish, and focus on the stuff that really matters to the average viewer. Most people are not going to look at a review to go, oh, the cinematography is this and this, that, and the other thing. They want to know what the story is about. They want to know what the target audience is going to be. They want to know just the basics about it. It's like, is the content, I mean, what you see in the trailer, is the trailer all the good parts of the movie? Yeah, there are those out there with that. The trailer basically ruins all the good parts of the movie. And I'll probably talk on those some, such as I reviewed over 1,700 movies that the reviews are on moviedeputy.com currently. As we are switching over to the podcast format, the reviews will be disappearing from moviedeputy.com, but there will be links to the podcasts. And if you click on the texts of the podcasts, if it's any of the movies that we have transferred from review to the podcast, you'll be able to find the text of that there, as well as the auto transcription of the vocal, because I do the auto transcription just to kind of make it a little bit easier for some viewers, and the fact that I do talk kind of fast. So, and I'm sure you guys can hear one of my kitty cats meowing in the background. That would be Stormy. But like I said, I wanted to come on here and just kind of do a quick shout out, quick hello, welcome you to moviedeputy.com, welcome you to our podcasts. And I know I touched on the Movie Deputy and on the upcoming movies. We also have our movie recaps and our newest channel, which I'm still trying to figure out why it's not showing up everywhere, but it's Movie Deputy Reviews is our newest channel name. So please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so that you always get the most up-to-date Movie Deputy information. If you've listened to the podcast, you've heard me say that a million times, and you'll hear me probably say it a million more. I don't want to be so redundant that I'm boring, but I I just kind of have one of those personalities of like, that's just me. We have good days and bad days. You've probably heard me talk about me being neurodivergent to a point. I am on the autism spectrum, but I'm very high functioning, as is our son. And so, and yes, I'm a lot older than I look. I have gotten a lot of feedback from not only being a female as the deputy of moviedeputy.com, because for a long time I wanted the anonymity. I wanted the anonymity of nobody knowing who I was. And you notice I'm not even mentioning my name this time. You you dig a little bit, I'm sure you can find it, but I want to just remain deputy for right now. So if there's ever any movies you want me to review that you haven't seen on movie or that are not currently on moviedeputy.com or on our movie recaps or our movie reviews, shout out. Give me a shout out. Message me at moviedeputy.com. You can send me an email at moviedeputy@gmail.com. You can comment on any of our videos. I actually check all of those messages myself to see if I need to respond or kind of what the information is. And I've gotten a lot of smaller studios reaching out to me to screen some of their movies as well. I'm a little bit behind on that, so I do need to play catch up. And you're probably wondering, it's like, where's all these new movies that are coming out? I have been watching them. If anybody's curious kind of how I do this, when I'm watching a movie, I will take out my phone, turn it down to the very lowest brightness, and I have a notepad app that I use. And I will sit there at the lowest brightness with the black screen with the dark gray lettering, and I will take notes in the movie. I do that both in the theater and at home. I never, ever record anything from the movie in photograph or in video form, because I don't want to violate the applicable laws or the agreements that are with the studios and all of this. So, yes, if you're listening to this, please do not ever take photos or record any information in a movie whatsoever, just because they've worked hard to put that stuff together. And though Hollywood has kind of run the gamut of where they've really run out of ideas, I mean, there's just nothing original in Hollywood anymore. I mean, not even close. Everything is remakes of this and a reimagining of this. And yeah, I'm gonna have to just go on a whole different tangent, another show on that. It's not that I have any problem with certain things being redone, but if certain things are going to be redone, do them in a way that honors the originals. And if you want to see some people highlighted more, then create new princesses for them. We don't need to redo our old princesses or princes or whatever the story may be. And like I said, I can go off a whole tangent just on that. And then don't get me started on how woke Hollywood is. I am pretty much, I don't want to say unwoke because that would be like being asleep. And I'm definitely not asleep at the wheel on this one. I definitely call out a lot of movies for the expletives that could be. It's going. It severely narrows the audience for who the movies are targeted to when they try to cater too much to the whole woke crowd that's offended by every little thing. That's one thing you'll see with me is I'm not easily offended. I'm trying to think of anything off the top of my head. I got stuff that really ticks me off. Don't get me wrong, but it takes a lot to really offend me. I'm trying to think of any subject that would even be offensive, that would actually be like offending. And unfortunately, not off the top of my head. It's like I disagree with people on a lot of things, but I mean, disagreeing and having a different opinion doesn't make it offensive. So, at least not to me. And I firmly believe in the right of free speech as long as you are not inciting violence or threatening anybody. And believe it or not, that even includes hate speech. And there are movies that really test the border on that one because there's a lot of things that kind of dance around the whole circle on that. And some of them come full circle enough to kind of explain the situation. Other ones, not so much. And they just kind of leave you kind of going, did I just watch? Why did I just waste an hour and a half plus or less of my life? Then there's other ones that are just absolutely amazing films that don't get any fanfare. They don't get any promotion. They're not on people's radar because I don't know if the studios don't think they're worth hyping that much, but there are so many hidden gems, and Movie Deputy has brought me to a lot of this. First and foremost, just right in the forefront. When I started it, basically, I think I was a fly on the wall type thing to the studios. It's like they had heard of me, but they didn't really pay attention to me. It's like, oh, just another movie critic. And over the years, I've upset some of the studios with some of the things that I've written. I've gotten some information. Some of the studios like me a little bit better than others, but I give no favoritism on the reviews. I also cannot be bought. In case you're curious about that, I've had two separate studios reach out to me when they did not like what I had written about their movies to they inquired how much it would take to influence me to change my score or to change my reviews out of privacy and just not understanding exactly the gray area of the law on that. I'm not going to name which two studios they are. I will say they are some of the larger ones, and maybe not the largest, but I don't even know which one's the largest. And then in this whole last couple years of dealing with everything where everybody was all covered up, I am proud to say that except for doctors' offices, that because of some health issues that I have, I've been able to breathe pretty well throughout this whole thing. I have had the the dreaded illness. I'm not even going to mention it on here, but I've had it a couple of times. There's people that say, "Well, you've had it once, you can't have it again." Want to bet? But I am here. I have asthma. I have some other issues, and I'm fine. Fine as I can be. I mean, I have some breathing issues that I had even before having that illness, but And while all that was going on, it's made it very difficult. There are some AMC theaters that have closed in close proximity to me. There's a few other ones, but they're a little bit further away. The Marcus Theater Corporation, they have some local theaters, and I'll be honest, not out of any favoritism, but just out of convenience. That's probably the theater chain that I do go to the most. We have, Cineflix, I believe, was another one. I'm I should know this more off the top of my head, but like I said, this is just me. Here you're gonna get it raw, you're raw and real, and if I make a flub or if I make a mistake, it's just not worth editing out. I try not to do the whole, kind of stuff like that. I don't like fillers. To me, it's too distracting as a listener. It's like if I'm listening to somebody, I don't wanna listen to that, and I don't script any of this. I don't even have any notes here on my desk for this or on my phone. I just sat down tonight going, "Okay, I've never gone live before. When else to do it than on Halloween?" Because I may have a bit of a costume on, though no makeup, as you could probably see. Like I said, the lighting is horrible. But this is me. I don't put on airs to try to be anybody else because it's hard enough to be myself. I sat down here in front of this tonight going, this will maybe be 5 minutes or so. And I'm noticing on my counter there that I'm coming up on 17 minutes. I'm at 16 minutes and 28 seconds. So getting there. I've had a few people that were going to try to make it into the live tonight, and that's fine that they weren't able to make it live. I hope they were able to watch the video and comment. I will be interacting with anybody that does that. I am going to try to make this, I'm not going to commit to a specific thing yet, but let's just say you're going to see more of me and you're going to hear more. And I've got so many movies to talk about that I've seen recently, and I've got a bunch that are sitting in my queue waiting to be watched. So I am getting there. I'm getting caught up. I'm about 5 months behind, and I'm not proud of that. But, we will do this, and we're gonna get better together, so but I hope that you have had some fun, and I'm just anticipating, who knows if you guys will may figure out some way to make memes or anything of this. I have a great sense of humor, I try to. I'm a little off the wall. I curse like a sailor when I am not representing Movie Deputy. So I'm not being fake there. I'm just trying to watch my tongue a little bit more because of guidelines, and I don't want my videos pulled down. So I try to be a little bit more careful on stuff like that. But I promise you one thing, I will always be real. I will always be honest to the best of my abilities. And I'm always just going to bring you the straight talk reviews as I would want to hear them. I'm going to probably do that a little bit here. I'll probably come on here occasionally, even from my phone, and talk about stuff before a movie or after a movie, and just kind of the quick thoughts on that. But I guess we'll have to just wait and see how it all goes. I've had this channel and everything up for years now, and this is my first time ever going live and ever exposing myself to get to who you are, exposing myself to you. It helps. Like I said, I'm not going to even try to edit that out. This is just me. But yeah, trying to put myself out there and everything because it's always been the thing. But yep, this is me. Also, right behind me in our one of our next videos, I have a large banner with the whole Movie Deputy logo and everything. So I'm looking forward to getting that up. And I just look forward to the next time when I get to come on here and talk to all you guys. So I can't wait until I hear from you guys. Questions, comments, suggestions. You never know. If you message me, it just might be on here. And if you are anything or anybody in the entertainment industry and you ever want to do a Q&A thing, I would be more than happy to. So I'm here. But we are coming up on the 20-minute mark, and I will call it a night. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I hope you had a happy Halloween, and good luck, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.